Love you, sweetie. Good night. I'm tweeting out that we're live right now. I said we are live at Strange. I hope we're not live and you burped into the mic because that means we lose.
I don't know when we're live. We have no signal anymore. Like, is this an intro? Like, how do we find out when we're live?
Dave's supposed to point at the camera, I think.
I think we should have some sort of on-air light in each of our respective places that says that we're on air.
Yeah, we can do that.
Dave is some sort of mastermind now, but in the studio, so he's supposed to. He's the chief.
And you're the too many Indians?
Mm-hmm.
I agree. There are too many Indians.
Oh. Did you point? Are we live?
I've been pointing for like 2 minutes.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. We had no idea.
No way to
There's
know.
no signal. There's no nothing. It's just Dave says 2 minutes later we're live.
This shit won't let me log in.
What won't let? What are you trying to log into?
The Strange Label chat.
I'm here.
Yeah, okay.
I see Michelle saying.
All I said was that it won't let me log in. I didn't say it's broken.
I'm in the Strange Label chat. There's no Michelle, is there?
Yeah, she said you are live. Ha ha.
That's true. Wait, there's a new chat?
No, I think he's working on a new chat.
Oh, because it wouldn't let me log in on Chrome, but it does in Opera. It's weird. Anyway, hi.
Welcome to the show. We were reminiscing. For whatever reason, we have this tweet that when Stacy Topfree, when Stacy the topless lady would come in studio, she was here twice.
Do we need to be
had
more specific with this person because their person, the relevance is more than just that they were.
She was on our show twice, and she was promoting topless equality. I think everybody that listens is only people that have listened for a long time.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we need to explain this person. I'm saying like isn't referring to this person. Don't you need to be a little bit more specific just because of what it's like?
Are you wanting me to
like
say
full
that she's
title?
transgender?
Yeah, I'm saying like,
Okay.
Are you supposed to in that instance? I'm not saying you need to. I'm asking.
No idea.
Just
I
because
think
there
that
is
we're
an extra
supposed to just
relevance,
refer to
right?
her as she was a woman that used to come into the studio with her shirt off.
But even including the relevance of that, I mean, like it's not.
No, I think that was something that obviously we discussed and she was willing to talk about.
Right.
But
No,
she
that's
was
not what
a
I mean.
woman-
Like, yes, referring to, but only in the like context of the show. I mean, doesn't it kind of matter?
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are.
I mean,
anymore,
like Eric the midget.
I don't know what.
They don't just call him Eric.
No, they changed his name to Eric the actor.
Either way, same difference. They didn't just call him Eric.
So yeah, she's Stacy the topless woman. How many other topless women have we had on the show?
I guess that's true. Glad.
I think it was
luckily,
just Stacy.
yeah, luckily that's true.
I mean, we had the porn stars, I guess.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. Johnny Sins wasn't wearing his shirt.
That is the one that you remember.
Neither was Kissa.
That's true. Saw her butthole.
But anyway, every once in a while we get a favorite and a retweet from this tweet that went out in September 2013.
That's a long time ago. That's
That's
like
a
almost
fuck of a long time.
That's almost
ago.
as long ago as my previous job.
That's almost 5 years ago. 5.
So long ago. But anyway, there's Stacy in all of her topless wonder, and Jason, who for whatever reason
also
had to
topless.
take his shirt off.
Yeah, he was also
Like
topless.
nobody even
It was
asked him
great.
to. And then Joe, I don't know what happened to Joe in this photo.
I don't know either.
Like your hair, it looks like a fan is blowing from the ceiling down and pushing your hair.
I don't know what's going on
your
with it.
direction. And you've even tilted your head a little bit to be like, oh God, this wind is so obnoxious.
To be
And-
fair, I can't see that from that position. I don't know that that's happening.
And the pants that you're
Listen, I'm just wearing some comfy apartment pants.
Sweatpants tucked into his socks.
They clearly have a lot of room.
It's like your
to-
grandfather at the YMCA every Saturday
But look
morning.
how far down the crotch is on those pants.
Yeah, they're genie pants. They're clearly genie pants. And they look comfortable. Honestly, they look super comfortable.
That's such a weird.
They look too hot.
As opposed to now, where I'm not wearing pants.
You look too warm in this
Can
picture.
if I retweet this right now, will it go to the top of?
They would
I'm
go to the top of
retweeting.
ours.
Can you retweet it again after if you've already retweeted it?
Well, we
I
didn't
thought so.
retweet that. We've never retweeted.
I thought you
it.
could
We
anyway.
no need to retweet it.
Whatever, just do it.
I did it.
But what if now Stacy deletes the picture because she's upset
She can't
about
delete the picture. It's our picture.
No, but she deletes this is her tweet. She deletes the tweet.
Is that her tweet?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes. So she could delete this tweet
Oh.
now that you've drawn attention to the
But
fact
I think
that
that's our
Who
picture.
cares?
she unfollowed us.
Maybe. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show, to the Lotus Cast. Hold on, sorry. Taking care of some work stuff.
Yeah.
No, that starts
How is speaking of work stuff,
next week.
our very own Joe is in like
Okay, there's a million things with Joe we need to talk about. Like 1,000 gajillion billion things
There is
With
not.
that needs to be addressed. And I'm going to start with this. We didn't do a show last Thursday, but the weekend before that, Joe came up to visit, and I got to spend some time. And I haven't spent a lot of time with Joe in a while. It's been a bit. I retweeted that picture out. So if I don't know if it went to the top, but if you want to see the weird photo that was a fun memory from 5 years ago, feel free to do that. So I got to hang out with Joe, and it was a good weekend. We just really hung out. Did we get pizza? What did we?
No. I wanted to because I decided I was going to, but that pizza place was closed on Sundays or whatever. We went to
Oh,
the
right.
movies on Saturday.
Joe stayed. Oh, that's right. We went to the dine-in movie theater.
Yeah.
Had some beers and food, and it was a good time. We saw Ant-Man.
Yep.
Saw the old Ant-Man and Wasp.
how was it?
It was a good movie. I mean, by far, like, didn't break any ground. I don't think it was competing to be the best Marvel film of all time. But
No, I don't think so. I thought it was just like a.
it was fun. It was
Yeah,
just a
fun movie.
really fun movie.
And I liked the movie theater that we went to because they had dine-in service and
Yeah, Rochelle was like crazy. Like, we got to get there early. We have to be there early. We showed up like an hour and 15 minutes early.
to
That's
be
too
fair,
early.
we did get the best seat in the house.
We were the only people there.
But the waitress said that
Nobody
Ant-Man
showed
was
up
sold
until
out-
15 minutes before that movie started.
She said Ant-Man was sold out the night before, so
Yeah.
it just happened to be when we went on Saturday, it was not sold
There was
out
no signs of this.
by a long shot.
But anyway, yeah, Joe came up and we had a good time, but there were a few things. So I want to start off with this, and it's a huge compliment to my good friend Joe. Joe has been quietly, unlike myself, dieting and exercising, and has lost a fuck ton of weight.
Yeah, maybe.
You,
I don't.
you
What's
dude,
this fuck ton?
you look noticeably thinner, and that's why I say fuck ton. Like, you look a lot thinner than you used to, and to say like, okay, I lost weight. A lot of people say, oh, I lost weight. Oh, maybe you look a little thinner here. Like, some people like to say, oh, your face looks thinner, which is maybe the worst compliment I think anybody could say to anybody that's trying to lose weight. Hey, your face looks thinner. But you noticeably, like, all of the ways you look.
You know, you were honestly the first person to say anything. Like nobody at work.
Well,
has
Matt
said
got to see
anything.
your legs.
None of
thinner.
Nobody else could see those. So
none of my other friends have said anything. So
Yeah, well, I think to be fair, like, those are the people that see you on the
maybe
regular.
yeah, at a more regular basis. But like, if it was that noticeable, like, wouldn't somebody at work or something say? Because I see some people like daily, you know.
Yeah.
And aside from like Matt and Rochelle, literally like the only other person who said something was like my mom.
Joe, you have to understand that you do wear pretty bulky clothing.
I know.
It's not very easy to notice.
Because
So-
listen, clothing
yeah.
is expensive, and I'm not.
I
gonna
understand.
Go out
I'm not
and just
saying
Well,
that, but I'm
clothing
saying
is
it
stuff
does.
right now.
And I relate to Joe. When you are a person of a larger carriage, the first thing, the layers are your friend. Like,
No, I
it
understand.
just-
I'm not
Yeah.
disparaging that. I'm saying that it just makes
No,
it
but
more
also
difficult
I'm
to
not
tell.
done by any means, and so like when it becomes untenable, like where they're just too billowy, then then I'll start buying clothes. I just don't want to have this constant rotation of buying more clothes.
Yeah, that
Constantly.
sucks.
So Joe comes up, and that was pretty cool. I was like, oh wow, good for Joe. He's been doing this carb-free thing, and he's been doing the what else is it? No gluten.
Yeah.
He's got a number of things that he's doing, and good on him. He's sticking with it. And I think probably the best thing that he could be doing is he's hired a live-in personal trainer that he pays like $40,000 a year.
I mean, he's not living, but yeah.
Who exercises Joe on the regular. So I mean, definitely good on you, buddy.
It's actually
You look
Jason.
great.
Shirtless Jason is Joe's personal trainer.
Shirtless Jason. Is their
Shirtless
personal
Jason.
trainer?
Yeah. He's
Might
kept
be.
him locked away all these years.
I mean, if I can also be equally complimentary, Matt is looking pretty great himself. So
Except for that
Matt's
huge
lost
zit on
a
his head.
good amount of weight.
Look at his head though. There's a big
Yeah.
there's a big old pimple right there.
That's
That's all I can look
giant-
at.
So he's lost all the weight, but it's grown.
It's
into
grown
a pimple
into his head.
Damn, this pimple,
on his forehead.
dude. It is the worst place to get a pimple. It really, like, I don't know it. There's nothing else up there, and it's like right as my hairline starts to recede there, and it all day. It actually was kind of inconspicuous.
Why don't you use some like cover up, like
I'm
makeup
not, but
cover up?
it just looked like a blister all day. And so finally, when I left work, I'm like, I can't do this anymore, and I popped it, and now it's red.
Dude, you gotta put some like lotion on that.
That's fine. It'll be better tomorrow. But oh my god, dude! Every time I saw somebody today, like I hey, how you doing? And they would look at me in the face, right in the eyes. Their eyes would dart up to the pimple and then back down to my eyes. And I'm like, okay, like, do I say anything? It was obnoxious.
You draw a face on it.
I should have drawn a face on it. That's probably something that I should have done.
You should have just drawn a circle, like a black circle on it, and just drew attention. Like, did you guys see it? Did you get a close up of it?
Were you worried
But,
about it? Were you insecure all day?
You want to
All
know,
day.
like,
It was
when
all day. It was. I honestly, I woke up this morning, and here's what I did. I looked at it in the mirror, and I said, "I'm gonna pop it." And then I started to, like, I started to like, just a little pressure, and I was like, you know what? Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna apply a little pressure to this. It's not gonna pop. It's gonna get bigger and redder, and then it's gonna be like that all day. So I'm like, I'm gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. So it didn't look like this all day. Honestly, it wasn't red at all. It just looked like a blister. Like a typical blister. This is stupid. I got to Joe came up,
Right. What else did Joe do?
went to the movie.
Wait,
Joe,
why is this all about me?
I don't know. It just is
Joe
now.
fucking put on a pair of shorts for the first time in his life.
It wasn't for the first time in my life. I used to wear shorts a lot as a teenager, and then I stopped.
But you wore shorts for the first time.
I wore them because you peer pressured me into going swimming.
I've
and
seen Joe
Honestly,
wear shorts.
I just can't wear pants to go swimming.
So that's the other exciting thing is Joe went swimming. Joe got into the lake and he went swimming. He swam.
So did you. Is this news? He will swim?
Yes, it's news. We've had so many conversations on the show about you not wearing shorts and you not swimming.
That's true. It was really
I
funny
don't
that one
remember
time
the
that you stepped in
not-swimming
dog poop.
conversation.
Okay,
You-
dude,
you-
when
no,
was
you
the
don't
last time
remember?
you went swimming?
It's honestly been a while, probably a decade or so.
A decade or so.
I don't remember, honestly, the last time I went swimming. I really don't.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of a big deal. You submerged yourself in water.
Yeah, but that's also because I don't like beaches, honestly.
You don't need to go to the beach.
I don't know. I will say Joe looked like he was having a good time. We swam.
It's fun. I enjoyed it.
We swam a lot.
Yeah, we were there for a couple hours.
We crossed, like, we started to kind of cross the lake, and then we swam back. And then Joe would just occasionally just start drifting away. He'd just start drifting away, and you could tell, like, he was a little giddy, like a little kid, like, okay, how far can I go? How far can I get away from this? And then he just starts swimming. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, I guess we're going back out. And we start swimming, and then we're halfway across the lake, and then we're a little further. And
this is adorable.
No sign of stopping. Like, it was really, it really was like, oh, you know what? I was really excited that day because my dog, Pork Chop,
it was the start of the day.
It was the first time he started swimming too. Like, the last time we were at the lake, he would only get into his feet, and he'd play around in the water a little bit, but he wouldn't go out and swim. This time he did. He would drift right out. My dog and Joe were the same. Their excitement for getting into the water and swimming out away from the shore was equally the same.
Well, Matt had all these stories that the dog, like, never swam before. Like, he'd go in a little bit and then he'd run out. But literally, like, 2 seconds after getting to the beach, he's full on swimming, like, out to the middle of the lake, chasing another dog.
It was instant. Like, honestly, we got there. There was another dog there. They threw a stick out, and my dog was in the water.
Why didn't you try throwing a stick before?
We've done it many times. They just drift away.
It didn't
just
look
like
like
Joe.
it.
So it was pretty cool. Like, I was happy to be doing that with Joe because, I mean,
I had a good time. It was a nice lake too. It was very pretty, very scenic, very New Hampshire-y.
It was very New Hampshire.
It's like you just look around and there's mountains all around you, but you're like in a.
It was a man-made lake.
Yeah, like a clear lake.
Yeah, it was a good time, but I was excited to have Joe out there. He finally got to experience this. He learned a little bit about himself. I feel like it's a romantic comedy for him.
It sounds like an adorable scene.
Yeah, it really was. He did not take his shirt off.
No,
I think we still got a ways to go, but the fact that he
told you I wasn't going to. The fact that you got me in shorts should have been enough. I didn't need to be peer pressured into
his
doing
shorts
more.
Were as he once pointed out to my big cargo shorts that I wear on occasion, they were capris.
They're starter shorts. So
starter shorts?
Yeah, like
toddlers?
Yeah, like, so I'm not super comfortable wearing shorts, so they were like long shorts.
They were super long. They weren't really swim trunks. I did offer him some swim trunks.
They were, yeah, but like, do you really want to share?
Who cares?
Swim trunks?
They're clean. It wasn't like I wore them and then
took them off and here borrow these.
They're basketball shorts. That's really what I bought. And honestly, they were.
But for
I
who?
bought them last year.
Shaq?
What?
If they're going down to your ankles, they aren't basketball shorts.
That's what they were marketed as, is basketball shorts, and they're a little big. I bought them last year sometime. Just as that, remember, because it was that prank that I texted you guys a photo of me wearing the shorts.
Oh, right.
So has this opened up something inside of you, Joe? Are you going to start wearing shorts more often?
No, that was the last time I wore shorts.
Are you gonna? But I mean, like, if you came up to the house next weekend.
Well, yeah. If I came up again and you're like, "Let's go swimming," then sure, I'll put the shorts back on. But
so you're totally down. You're a swimming guy now.
Yeah,
if
I had a good time at the
with your family, are you gonna get out in the ocean?
No, I don't actually like the ocean.
If you were with your family at the lake house,
if you took me to the ocean, I would say I probably would not have gone in the water, except to like just wade my feet. I wouldn't have gone swimming. I don't like the ocean. It's too salty.
So?
You know I have an aversion to salt.
Yeah, but like existing? I didn't realize it was about salt's existence.
Yeah, well, I don't like the salt water.
I knew it was about you not wanting to eat bowls of it anymore.
It just drips into your eyes and your face and your mouth, and then it has like the seaweed that's all icky, and like it just sticks to you.
Pond seaweed
yeah.
is way grosser than seaweed.
I honestly I prefer a lake. If Matt had taken me to the ocean, like a real ocean, I probably would not have swam. So
You would have swam if we were at the ocean.
would you have?
Yeah, absolutely.
I doubt it.
I have no what. Why would you doubt that I would get into the ocean?
You're afraid of water.
What?
I don't understand what that's based on.
I like it. It's a bold one.
I spent the entire day yesterday at a lake house up here in New Hampshire, and I went kayaking. I went paddle boarding for the first time, which I will say easier than I thought it would be, but it was still in a lot of ways a challenge.
Any swimming thing that you have to like lay your gut on sucks because those things always like give you weird.
No, I'm talking like the one you stand on.
Oh,
You have to
well,
stand on the
that
board.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, and then paddle around. It was really hard at first. I finally got a good hang of it, but sometimes
I
boats
thought
would
you
go
meant
by,
boogie board.
and then the waves from the boats, and I was always down. I would always fall off.
That's
But
cool.
Rochelle, Caverly, both went on the paddleboard, never fell once. Pretty ridiculous. But I did swim a lot too.
Was it the real ocean or was it the lake house?
No, the lake.
Yeah.
The
so
real
there were no
ocean?
waves.
Only when the boats would go by. But it was a good time. But anyway, Joe also,
Oh God, what else did I do?
well, you clogged up your toilet at the hotel.
That's great.
Oh, okay, we're skipping ahead.
What was your solution there?
I just
So-
kept flushing until it worked.
So can I tell you, I was there when it actually flushed and went down. I was
You
I
went
was
to
talking
visit
to
him
Joe.
at the hotel after your romantic weekend. You
Well, he was at the hotel, and we were actually going to play a little World of Warcraft. And so we were. I called him, and he's telling me like, "Oh, hey, you know, or he told us the toilet was clogged." So I was going to
Yeah.
try. I tried to pull a prank on him. It didn't quite work out because I felt bad for Joe, and I didn't want to do it to him. I wanted to do it, but I didn't do it to him.
So
And that-
here's the deal. I've had to, for work, they put me up in a hotel for the night because it was far away from home, and I got into my room and literally like a minute to be in the room, I have to take a huge dump, and then I do, and I flush it, but I didn't check just to make sure it goes down, and then I started wiping, and then I notice when I'm done that it just didn't go down. It's clogged.
wait,
and-
you wipe flush?
I flushed the initial poop because I always do that, and then I wipe, and then I flush again.
Why do you Why do you flush wipe flush?
So that it doesn't like less chance of clogging. I mean, this is a normal thing. A lot of people.
What do you mean?
this.
Why do you flush, wipe, flush? That's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, less chance of clogging.
You only need
'cause
to
you
do
get
that
rid-
in like the most extreme circumstance.
No, I always do that. That's like the regular move for me. Because you don't. There's less chance of clogging if you've
Of
got a big
course,
dump.
but like,
You know.
I
But I did-
usually, here's my wiping procedure. I usually poop. I'll do one initial wipe, check to see what the status is. Right? Like, is
Oh,
this
yeah.
going to be a lot of toilet paper, or we got a couple more in me? I always flush right after that, so it's poop, wipe, flush, then another wipe.
See, for me, when I'm home, it's poop, flush, spray the bidet, and
why
then.
can't you do that initially?
Huh?
Why can't you do that before flushing?
Okay, yeah, you and I are definitely at home. Completely different story. At home, it's poop, spray the bidet,
I do
Then
poop, flush,
wipe.
spray, bidet.
flush.
I do poop, flush, spray bidet, wipe, and then flush again.
That's too many steps to go through every time.
Well, regardless, at the hotel, I didn't check after the initial flush, the poop flush, and apparently it did not go down, and it was just trapped. And I tried flushing multiple times, and
Not
it just
usually a
kinda-
wise
it
move.
just- It just sat there, but it didn't overflow, so that's why I kept trying. And then I was like, "Oh, what can I do?" So I started dumping hot water into the toilet, thinking like maybe it'll break some of it up.
Hot water
it did
instead
nothing.
of
What?
Not hot water.
Hot water from the sink.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Was that not like what else can I try when there's no plunger? Like
Ask
I wish
for a
I had like
plunger?
a stick or something to like try to break up the poop that was in
Oh,
like
that's gonna be neat. That's gonna need to be something that you bring on trips now.
I know. Now I'm gonna have to start packing that. And then then I didn't know what to do. It was literally like I had been in the hotel for all of 3 minutes and I'd clogged
Ask
the toilet.
him. Be like, hey,
So
I wrecked
I
the toilet.
I told Joe later on when I was talking to him, I was like, why didn't you just immediately say, hey, I just checked into my room, looked in the toilet, it's clogged. Could you come fix
No,
it?
because then you're putting somebody else in a spot where they didn't do their job, and you can't do that. So the only way to do it is to be a fucking adult and be like, hey, yo, I wrecked your toilet. Give me a plunger.
Think that's what would happen. I think what would happen is they would say, yeah, okay, it was clearly him, but at the same time, it wasn't you.
Yeah, but
So here's the other problem is I found out when the poop had started to break up a little bit as I was flushing multiple times that there was some like red in the poop. And it didn't look like blood, but it was definitely red, like a red poop.
When I was talking to him on the phone, he mentioned several times there's red floaties, there's red
like they're little. They were little. It wasn't like a red log or anything like that, but there were a couple like little red floaties, like bright red floaties. And then like it kind of looked like there was like sticks or something, like it like shredded
sticks.
Yeah, like shredded
shredded
sticks.
sticks.
Like twigs almost.
What the fuck is a
like I
shredded
didn't
stick?
obviously eat twigs. So I'm like, I don't know what this is. And then so I was like just embarrassed. I didn't want anybody to like see the poop. Like like I said, I'd only been there 3 minutes and I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to call down the front desk where I had just checked in and been like, hey, remember me, I just clogged the toilet. Please send somebody up. Yeah. And then having to be there while there's a guy plunging my toilet.
I did tell Joe at one point, I was like, just throw a washcloth into the toilet and then call maintenance.
No, surely. Wait, Joe.
Told me that was hours later. Like they're gonna know. Like obviously it was me.
Surely there's some kind of risk management here, right? I mean, you get them earlier, so then there's no chance of you just like dumping your toilet water all over the floor. Wouldn't that have been worse?
It wasn't ever getting close to the
top. But wouldn't that have been worse?
And it would just stay there.
Yeah, but wouldn't that have been worse if you flushed it once? That can happen.
If I what?
You can flush once and that could happen. You'd be
but like it never ever like even after I flushed each time, like it would raise a little bit, but it never got close to the top of the thing. That's why I didn't mind trying. You should
have asked for a fucking plunger.
Well, so then I didn't know what to do. So then I was just like, I got to come up with another plan. And then I left it and I closed the door. And I was like,
so at one point I did try to call the front desk because I was just going to be Joe and say, hey, I'm in room, blah, blah, blah. Could you please send somebody? But they have, nobody answers their phone. Like it goes to an automated service.
Oh, that's
yeah.
nice.
So like, I didn't know what to do. And then Matt's telling me to stuff it full with a towel. And so that I went back and honestly, the room smelled awful because it'd just been stewing for hours and I had kept the door closed. And,
I really wish that you would have listened to me initially, when I told you to throw a washcloth in it and try flushing it down.
I would have been so bad. They would have been so pissed.
But thankfully, after a couple hours, it finally went down, like on its own.
Somebody at my job, I don't know, 6 months ago, clogged one of the toilets so bad it was gross, and didn't tell anybody. So then, nobody happened to take a piss or anything the next day. So 2 days after he clogged the toilet, I can't remember who, but somebody went into the bathroom.
Can't remember who.
No, it wasn't me. I went in after. What my phone was talking to me. Yeah, so it was maybe the worst thing that I've ever smelled.
There's people at work, like our bathroom at work is a urinal, and then there's a stall, and it's a nice stall, like it's a closed door stall, but that's all there is. So you'll only have one sit-down toilet, one urinal. And for the guys, it's not terrible, but there is a gentleman that every day about 2:00 goes in there and fucking wrecks it. And it is the worst, most fouling smelling shit. So it's like you go in there, and you can really go in there about 45 minutes, 50 minutes after he's in there.
Oh my god.
It smells terrible.
I'm actually a little jealous of people who have like a regular poop schedule, like, just 2 o'clock, it's my poop time.
Have you guys ever noticed that there's the difference in smell of a gross dump between like blue and white collar workers?
Well, I mean, doesn't it
No,
have to do
'cause
with
I don't think I've worked around a lot of like blue or white collar people
man.
long enough to gather their scent.
It's
I would
it's
say-
amazing. It's amazing.
Well, it depends on what they're eating, right? Like,
The salesman
Matt,
that
does
I
your
have
poop
that will
smell
take a
change
dump in
since
my
you don't eat
store,
meat anymore?
I know salesman that has taken a dump at my store in the past year has absolutely wrecked it. And literally every delivery driver that has, you
Oh,
can't go
God.
into the bathroom for another 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
But I mean, as a delivery guy, as a former delivery guy, I mean, your diet really consists of gas station food and
Fast food.
McDonald's. Yeah, of course it's terrible.
It's
I mean,
so
versus anybody
bad.
else that would go in there. I mean, yeah, if you just asked me since I stopped eating meat, dude, my shits are great. I have great shits.
Yeah, but I feel like, like if you eat a lot of broccoli and it gives you terrible farts, like, wouldn't your shit smell
I have shits
terrible?
that no, my shits come out a lot of times not smelling bad at all, or no odor.
That
Well, I
doesn't
don't
seem
know that
fun at
you
all. That's one of the best
Smell
parts.
the odor. Like, you probably don't smell it as you're pooping, but then when you leave and come back after a couple minutes, then you're like, oh, there was a smell.
I'm telling you right now, buddy. My poops are nice and solid and clean.
I feel like
I-
we should ask Rochelle as an independent third party.
Yeah, you can ask her. I'm not saying that there aren't times where it's bad, but I mean I think it's standard. It's not an everyday thing. But I have a good poop schedule. I poop right when I wake up in the morning, and
I always
usually when I
try.
get home from work.
I always try when I wake up because I always like to have coffee, like 1 or 2 coffees a day. So
I find that coffee
need to
doesn't do
poop.
that for me.
really,
I don't
need
have a
to.
regular poop. Like, sometimes I go days and don't poop.
that's not right.
What?
Yeah, I probably.
Days?
The last time I pooped, Matt, was
No, don't
obviously
say
the
when
other
you
day.
don't. Okay.
yeah, it was the other day when
That was your-
when I the clog. Yeah, that was the last time I pooped.
You should
That's
poop more
the
often, my
crazy
dude.
thing.
What?
I poop at least twice a day.
No,
at
I
least.
poop like maybe once every other, like 2 to 3 days.
You should really poop more often. You should tell your doctor that. That's
You need to
not
increase
right.
your fiber.
No, apparently it's normal. You don't have to poop multiple times. You just poop when you have to poop.
No, you should poop once a day. That's once
no,
a day.
that's not a thing. You can look it up. You poop whenever you poop.
Should you poop once a day?
I haven't pooped since the clog, honestly.
The average individual poops about once a day, releasing around 1 ounce of excrement per 12 pounds of body weight, meaning that a 160-pound person will produce just under a pound of poop a day.
Yeah, that's an
No,
average.
it's normal. It's normal to go
It
days
is.
without pooping. It is not. I'm reading this right now. It says you should not.
I've read
you
a
should
whole
poop
bunch of
once a day.
articles about it because you guys aren't the first person to say you should poop more.
All right, how are you googling? Is it okay to poop every other day?
Oh, I wrote what is a normal poop schedule.
Dude, I think you need to be pooping more often.
I mean, just for mental health. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay, it is normal to open your bowels from between 3 times a day to 3 times a week.
Your
This is
Your
for the.
So what?
It is normal for you to open your bowels between 3 times a day to 3 times a week. Suck it.
Open your bowels doesn't seem like a medical thing.
This is what they wrote on the National Health Service in England.
Who says open your bowels?
Apparently, the
That's
National
all you're
Health
doing.
Service in England.
Yeah.
Here, I'll link you to the PDF that they just give out. Here, I'll
Those
put
are
it in new
uphead
chat.
assholes.
I'll put it in new chat. Is everybody in new chat or are they in old chat?
I have no
Neither.
idea. I don't know what's happening.
Old chat.
I don't know how to get to new chat.
It's literally in the corner where it says test chat.
I don't. What do you mean where it says test chat?
Separate
the
hard
search
lumps
label
like
page.
nuts,
Yeah.
hard to pass.
All right, I'm in the
Sausage
test
shaped
chat.
but lumpy,
It's
like
I get a
a
nickname.
sausage but with cracks on
Nickname
its
is
surface.
Joe.
Like a sausage or snakes and smooth and soft. This is great. soft blobs
Who's
with clear-cut
Crock-Pot?
edges.
Is that
Passed
you,
easily.
Joe?
No, that's Uncle Hall.
Fluffy pieces with ragged edges and a mushy stool. That's another type.
Oh,
Like,
is liquid in
watery,
here?
no
Oh, that's a
solid
cool thing.
pieces.
I think everybody's in the new chat.
Who's
I-
Mick?
Obviously, that is Michelle.
Obviously.
That's her Twitter handle.
I don't know what her Twitter handle is. What do you think I care about shit?
Anyway, so it's been a good couple weeks for Joe there.
Maybe.
Why maybe?
That's all I got.
What?
Why maybe? Why isn't it? Yes.
Oh no, I had a good time going to New Hampshire. I mean, this week has been kind of but I went out with a bunch of my work colleagues last night.
Ooh, work colleagues. That sounds like a good time.
That sounds miserable.
It actually wasn't bad. One of them got super drunk really early, and then one of them wanted to drink all night. Like, I didn't even get back to the hotel till 1 a.m. Yeah, I don't know. Drank a lot of whiskey last night, though. It's the first time I've been out with my work coworkers in quite
As
some
opposed
time.
to your other work coworkers.
Yeah.
What's going on with the Trump Meister? Why I keep like I'm not fully up to date, but he kind of went back on Russia, being involved in hacking the election
He
or
doesn't
something.
know
Well, it
what
sounds
he-
like you are up to date.
No, I like that's literally all I know. I don't know how that news came
Well,
to be.
he went to Helsinki and he met Putin, and then he was like, "Hey, Putin, we're best friends." And then everyone's just like, "Trump, he's our sworn enemy. Like, he's a terrible person." And then and Trump is just like, "I believe Putin. There was no collusion." And then he came back to America and realized that everybody hates him. And then he was like, "I misspoke. I trust our intelligence sources and not Putin."
That's about it. It's honestly, it's such nonsense that it's not enjoyable to think about in any way. It's not even like funny to make jokes about it just because it's so like really.
Literally, people were saying it was like treason for him to go there and basically say like, "Hey, I believe you, Putin. Like, our intelligence sources are terrible. Like, they are just lying. They're out to get me." And he like sided with Putin over the United States. And then he came back to the U.S. and saw that everybody, even people at Fox News, were upset with him. And then he walked it back.
So he's walked back what he said about Putin. What did he say?
No, he walked back the fact that he said that he trusts Putin more than our intelligence sources.
No, he
He's
didn't
like,
walk it back. What he said is he misspoke. He meant to say wouldn't, but he said would. That's not walking it back. That's trying to blame something else.
Yeah, it's his usual nonsense. He clearly does not believe our intelligence sources, but feels pressured to say so now because it looks so bad for him. But everybody knows, like, the way to get to Trump's heart is to flatter him. If you flatter him, he just believes you.
It was a bit more compliment.
I guess I just don't really.
You didn't
understand.
follow along?
I wasn't. I just saw people posting memes and.
Well, I mean, honestly, this came like literally a day or two after he just like basically told all of our allies to fuck off. So
Yeah, it's not even fun to think about, like, in any context. It's not fun to make fun of. It's not fun to like enjoy. Like, none of that is fun right now. It's just, okay, give me a break with it. That's the only thing that I've heard about for the past 2 years is how stupid this person is. Like,
Yeah.
I know. Can't he just like? But that's not the answer. Isn't to not hear about it. I don't know what the answer is, but it's just like, just be like quiet for a week, just a week. Give us a break. But it's not gonna happen.
no.
Did either of you guys get a chance to see Sacha Baron? Is it Barrett? Sacha Baron?
Yeah,
Cohen?
Sacha Baron Cohen. I saw part of it. I skipped through it. kind of didn't interest me.
So
I understand
Are you a
but
fan of Borat and Bruno and the Ollie G show?
I wouldn't say a fan of. I have seen, enjoyed parts of. Not a fan.
Yeah, like I remember. I think my first introduction to Ollie G was Borat. When Borat the movie came out, I didn't know Ollie G. I didn't have HBO at the time, which led me to. I was staying at a friend's house who had HBO, and I just watched all of the entire season of the Ollie G show one day, and I was like, oh my god, like I love that brand of humor. It's one of my favorite things ever. Like just fucking being able to do all that stupid stuff. I thought is hilarious. Like Borat, I thought was really funny. Bruno was great when he did. There were a lot of skits. But I get it as well. Like, there's a lot of fluff in there. There's a lot of little pieces that, okay, that was kind of funny, or, like I don't know why that's the person that he's trying to make fun of or dupe. So some of it's really great, and I think genius, and some of it's not. It's okay.
Yeah.
I love the Ollie G show. Like one of my favorite skits was when Ollie G was trying to sell the fucking ice cream glove. Like that was one that he had a moment with Donald Trump in that bit for a brief second. And he was trying to pitch him the ice cream glove. It's like if your ice cream starts to melt, you're wearing a rubber glove to make sure your hand stays dry. But anyway, so he's got a new show, and it is the Ollie G show. It's the Ollie G show. Just different characters. He's got 4 new characters, I think.
Yeah. Either way, that thing that everybody saw was just sad, man.
Which one?
The one that everybody saw, but with the fake ad. Or PSA thing that he was doing with the Republicans.
Oh, the kid thing?
Yeah.
The one with the guns?
Yeah. It was just like, really? They couldn't even see that.
Yeah, I mean, there. So I was watching that episode. Like, I'm really excited. Joe, I think we talked a little bit about this a couple days ago, but you're not.
We did. I didn't get a chance to see it because
you haven't seen it yet?
No, the hotel Wi-Fi sucked and I couldn't stream it.
So, I mean, I loved the episode. Like, I was really excited to see it. The fact that he was kind of back, and it's so hard for somebody like him. Like, you really have to respect what he does, because like he has to retire those characters almost immediately.
Yeah.
Back when he did Borat and Bruno and Ollie G, like, okay, nobody was onto it, but after he came out with Bruno, like, it was over. There was no way that he could keep going.
Right.
And that he's been working on this for a long time, because like you got to establish the characters, you got to be able to go out there and do it. And I don't know how they film this. I don't know if they've done a couple seasons worth of material, or if this is just one, because after this is aired, he can't go do more. Everybody will be on to every character. So, but he definitely doesn't, like, he's more left leaning.
Right.
I think, but
Well,
at the same time, he definitely takes the shots
Of course
at
he
both
does, yeah.
sides.
How do the Daily Show correspondents get away with doing interviews then? Like, people know that they're on the Daily Show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
So then how come
Because they
you
just get
can't
him to say stupid stuff. It's a little different. It's a little bit more subtle.
Yeah.
Like Sacha Baron Cohen's characters are not subtle.
No. Definitely not.
And
like,
that's why it's so ridiculous and so sad when people don't get it.
when he gets into it. So the first thing that he did in the episode, and I recommend you definitely go watch it, but was he's this ultra right wing, almost Alex Jones type of character that has a website called Truth Prairie. And I mean, right there, just to have something called Truth Prairie is so ridiculous. But really, if you think about it now, the fact that there isn't something already called Truth Prairie is insane.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's so obvious and on the nose that kind of group would take off with. But he's interviewing Bernie Sanders, and I fucking have to say, after seeing that interview with Bernie Sanders, dude, you motherfucker, dude, he was kind of going with the interview, but then he was like, "You're not gonna fuck with me, like, you're stupid." You're a stupid person that I'm talking to right now, and he handled it so well.
I gotta see that. I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, the first one is the character that he I guess interviewed Sarah Palin with, who Sarah Palin's all embarrassed about, and really just given them a ton of. It's not on Netflix, Michelle. It's on Showtime.
Yeah, you got to pirate that shiz.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Not worth it.
But yeah, it was a funny little bit, and really, like, there was one point where he was trying to convince Bernie that we could get the 99% into the 1%. Like, everybody could be in the 1%, and Bernie's like, yeah, I just don't understand what you're talking about. Like, he was trying to follow him, and he's like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. But then he's got that, and he goes from that to a super ultra liberal character, and he went and had dinner with some super conservatives, and that was pretty funny because there's a moment of he discusses being cuckolded, and I found that to be quite entertaining. He's got another character which is like an ex-convict who's just getting out of prison, and he's trying to sell artwork to an art studio, but all of his artwork is made out of shit, cum, blood, and piss.
May I be personal with you?
And then there's the
well, if you put everybody
the one
under
that
1%,
I think Dave was talking about is the
well, if you put everybody
Israeli
under-
county terrorist
Make the rest of America
who's
the one
pro-gun, and boy does he make a fucking dick of some fucking.
Oh my god, it's
lobbyists.
ridiculous how stupid they are. Like, it was just bad.
Joe, the entire premise to what he's trying to do is he wants to start the Kinderguardians, which is training kids as young as 4 years old to protect their schools using guns.
I mean, it could work. That sounds like a real plan that somebody has dreamed up.
Them take a long nap.
That's right. You're safe in your school. Here to help teach you is Philip Van Cleef. Not every strange man you meet gonna be friendly and non-threatening like me.
Today, we're going to teach you how you can stop these naughty men
Pause for a
and
second.
have them
So this is like a little ad that like a PSA that he made, and I don't think this is supposed to be geared at anybody in America. I think he convinced these people that he's going back to his country with this PSA.
and have them take a
Oops.
With this PSA, but he's trying to say, like, oh, like, here we can have some young kids trained properly, and they will be able to use guns.
long
Is it?
nap.
That's right, and that's why you're going to meet a friend of mine. His name is Papi Pistol. Now, Philip, will you show us how to feed Papi Pistol?
To feed him, take his lunchbox and push it into his tummy like this.
The
Just
lunchbox
remember
is
to
the
point
clip.
Puppy Pistol's mouth right at the middle of the bad man. If he has a big fat tummy, point at that.
Great. It's fun.
Okay.
This is fucking like, how can you be so dense?
People believe this.
He's ready to put the naughty man.
But
on a
like
very
his
long
reactions
timeout.
and his face is like he has to.
Well,
He's
this is one
not
for the
like. There's no way
girls.
he's not
It's a
playing
lovely
along.
little unicorn that you can play with.
No, I think
It's
this
too
guy,
fun. Like this is like a Tim and Eric thing. This is like a Tim and Eric commercial. This doesn't look like a real commercial. Like, how does this guy think that
Are you
this is a
saying
real
that
thing?
this the old guy is not an actor? You think he's a real person?
Or
No,
rather,
he is
a
the
real
guys
person.
are going to the moon
He's
if
a
they
gun
attack your
lobbyist.
School with a truck full of big, scary fireworks.
Why does he act like he's on a Tim and Eric skit though?
Because he's talking to kids. Like he's an old, out of touch guy who's talking to kids.
But it's like
BFF
it's
wants to help
cartoonish.
you.
It's
Pull the
Joe,
strings
Joe, that's a
on
real,
bad
that is a
guy.
real
Like
gun
bang,
lobbyist
bang.
that is connected to people in.
Well, you
Uh,
know
fuck.
how insane
Aim
gun
at the
lobbyists
head,
are. Every time
shoulders,
there's a
not
mass
the
shooting, they
toes,
somehow
not the
make it
toes.
about like the
Head,
kid
shoulders,
and not the gun.
toes, not the toes.
Fire!
Eyes, ears.
seriously, he's still
and
doing
belly
this.
And nose, head.
Yeah, like
shoulders,
he's
not
singing
the
a stupid
toes,
song.
not the toes.
Fire!
Not the toes, not the toes.
I
I like that Sacha Baron Cohen like is dressed like one of the robots in AI. Like he looks like Gigolo Joe, like
Dude,
people
like,
on it.
even if you don't like Sacha Baron Cohen, like the fact that he's able to sit there while that motherfucker
Yeah.
is singing that song
And
and
not break.
start cracking up.
Seriously.
Insane.
I like the eyebrow scar. It makes him look real.
Not in the gun.
Do you think
This interview with Larry Pratt is one of the craziest things. Like
But it's not that hard to find a student who does think that way because that's what they're being taught in the schools.
we actually found out that in schools it's not only important to arm the teachers, it's important to arm certain gifted children.
Oh, that's great.
We train from 16-year-old
Christ.
up to 4 years old.
This segment of the conversation would absolutely cause heads to explode here in this country.
Why?
Not
Because
all.
they will be shot or?
Because that they're so prejudiced against
I love the way he's sitting in that
young
chair.
people
Like he
having
couldn't
guns, and
more
especially in a
creepy.
school.
The only thing that's
Yeah, he was trying to fill out the whole thing.
Is a good boy with a gun.
Yeah, even a good toddler.
Exactly. A toddler, really. The great thing about toddlers is they don't have any fear of guns. This fear is really given to you by the
Jesus.
media.
That's a good point. Well, if they hear
I wonder
somebody,
if he would have
shouting
aired this
out
interview if it
loud,
didn't go that way. Like,
they're
what if this guy
likely
was just
to
like, we shouldn't give guns?
instinctively
Of course he
go for
wouldn't
that
have
gun.
aired it
One
if this
tournament,
guy didn't act
there
like
was
this.
a Muslim gardener who was praying and he said,
Here's the thing. He needs to do so much research before he actually starts something like this to know
Oh,
that he gets
sure.
the right
Oh, yeah,
guy.
yeah. He's
No,
probably
no, no.
watched
Like,
every interview.
Everything this guy's
guy's
done
done.
because he,
Yeah.
he has to make him fall for it because as soon as he doesn't, like this guy's gonna call somebody and be like, "What the fuck was that interview? What just happened?" And it would get out.
Right.
That's what
like,
happened with
Like
Sarah
you,
Palin.
yeah, you can't miss.
Yeah, but Sarah Palin released her entire thing like once this was about to air. Like
Yeah, but like, why? Why
she
did she
just came out a couple weeks ago, and all of this is buttoned up and done.
Yeah, but like, why did she say it now? Because she just found out. Like,
Maybe-
she
maybe
signed
somebody-
a release.
No,
I'm.
I'm maybe she saw the trailer and was like, "Oh fuck!" Like we got duped by that guy
Pray in,
that's in the trailer.
Pray in secret.
women need a gun. You know, my wife, she have a gun. And,
Dude, this part's
she
crazy.
shot me once. You know, what can I do? I get horny in the middle of the night. But it's not rape if it's your wife, eh? Right.
That probably won't be on the video we send to the Hill.
Oh, no. What do I need in order to introduce this program into America?
I just love that.
I don't know. I don't know if that's as bad as people made it seem.
No, I don't think it is either. Like, so it's such a weird angle because clearly, like, it's a joke.
Right.
He's making a joke, and he reached out to shake the guy's hand.
Right.
You know, he definitely zoned in on it, but he asked him again. Like, right?
Yeah.
Right. You know, it just you could tell that's what he was kind of aiming for was this huge gotcha moment.
It was impressive.
There are a few members of Congress that I think would be as receptive to what you're doing as I have been.
He just
I'd
looks
be
so
very
weird
happy
sitting in that
to see if we
fucking
could
chair.
Get them interested to set some time aside.
Great. Let's see if we can stop these anti-gun people from getting everyone killed.
Yeah, they've got blood on their hands.
Now that I had this Pratt on board,
Honestly, from here, he just gets a bunch
Yeah.
of politicians to promote kindergartens.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous. Like it's one of those things. It's like, ugh. You're right. It's funny, but at the same time, it's kind of, ugh. Oh, this is really happening.
Is that whole episode on YouTube, Dave?
That's like their promo spot.
I definitely, if you haven't seen the episode, check it out. I thought it was a lot of fun. The episode the segment with the artist, the payoff with the artist is so fucking funny, and what he gets her to do is really just incredible. So that little bit's funny. When he's the ultra liberal, he's talking about pronouns and stuff, which reminded me of Dave when he couldn't use pronouns with the girl from the coffee shop. And the cuckolding thing was really funny too. And the Bernie Sanders segment was pretty funny too. It was a good episode. I definitely recommend checking it out if you have not.
That was a pretty good spot. Good job.
Thanks. You catch up on it, and then next Thursday we can talk about it. We'll continue our review. Our show will be strictly a review of Who's America,
of episode 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our new show, new format.
His ultra conservative character.
Yeah.
So he's doing an American accent, and you can kind of tell he's got a little difficulty with the American accent. He does a great like Israeli, like that Borat.
I mean, it does sound comical.
Oh yeah, but I mean, comically great.
Right, but it's not like a serious thing.
My wife.
Rather than complain about the 1% or the 0.1%, why not make the rest of America and put them into the 1%?
Well, if you put everybody into the 1%, they wouldn't be the 1%.
Well, no, it still would be.
Oh, I love that he's in a scooter.
The rest of the population, by definition, they're not in the 1% if they're the rest of the population.
Oh, yes, and he's got a whole binder full of files that he's got.
All right, so this is simple math. If you have 1% here, 1%, you have 99.
Yeah.
And if you move the 9 in there, you have 19. And then you move the other 9 there.
Well,
if you believe in equality, why not have 100% of people in the 1%? These aren't my figures. This is the International Institute of Scientific Truth and Knowledge. So this has been proven that this can work.
no.
This might lead to some increase in the deficit.
I love that look. That's a
But
Dave look right there.
Yeah,
It is possible.
He just
That
he
is-
looked
That
at
is
him,
your proposal.
and his eyes
Well,
were
that-
wide open,
keep
and then
the
he just looked
1%,
away.
But you move the
That is
99%
Dave.
into the 1%.
He's a Jew.
So you have
Yeah.
199. You just move over the 9s. You have the 99% are in the 1%.
Really, I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't.
That's
Dude,
great.
that was a great segment. What he was just I don't know what you're talking about. I can't because he was really trying to like follow in the beginning, like give him the benefit of the doubt. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
hear you out.
That was
Like,
Because I'm sure he runs into these people all the time. He's like, "Oh, I'm so well researched. Like, let me just pull out all my files and tell you,
that he
like,
had a
draw
fucking
all these wrong
chart.
conclusions."
He had a fucking chart.
it wasn't even a chart. It was from the National Institute of Math.
Yeah.
But it's like the flat earthers who have like all of this mathematical
Dude,
proof.
when he was trying to sell, when he was Ollie G trying to sell the ice cream glove, the math that he did, he got like interviews to pitch his ice cream glove to some really higher ups in New York. So he's sitting there in their office, right? And they're listening to him with some seriousness. And one of the math equations that he had this big easel out, and it was, all right, so here's what I did. I Googled ice cream, and I got like 1.87 million results. And then I Googled glove, and I got like 150 million.
People who like
Those were the
ice
two
cream,
numbers. And then he added he
People-
multiplied them together.
Who has hands?
Sure.
What's this section here? That's our target market, isn't it?
Okay.
We did an intranet search for ice cream. We come back with 62 6,121 result. We did an internet search for the gloves. How much results did we get? 325, 0, 113. So you times those together, what does you get? This is just people on the internet looking in. 203 zillion, whatever, 496,400, and then a 1. Check this out. If all those people bought one glove at $19.99, just one glove, business would be worth, wait for it.
I'm waiting.
That much. That is such a big number. Couldn't fit it that way. That in English, 34.6 million billion dollars. How does we promote this company? We promote it with the strongest image.
We should just air episodes of this for our
That's
show.
different.
Naked woman on a horse.
I love that image.
Shaven or with like bush, whatever. You know, money talks, pubes walk.
All right.
This may be the worst idea I've ever heard.
I actually don't dislike the idea.
Self-respect.
Yeah, but I don't dislike the idea. You can use it, it's not, there's something to it.
This is not going to happen.
I've got another business idea.
It's just, anyway, we're just watching all these.
Yeah, I know, right? That went on a little longer than it should have.
It just, I loved when he was 34.6 million billion. Anyway, go check it out.
I can't believe it. But like that's where we're at.
Yeah,
So-
the big push for the gun thing is it is a little disappointing. Rochelle did look at me when he shook his hand.
Yeah.
He just shook his hand. I was like, yeah, it happened. You guys got anything else?
I doubt we're gonna do a show next week.
Oh, it's next. Oh, the night before the.
Yeah.
Why can't we do a
concert?
show before the?
I don't know. I just doubt we were going to.
Is Goldie and Bojangler going to be here that night?
Near, yeah.
They could be live on the
They're
show.
gonna be here, like in your place.
Well, I mean, probably hang out, get food, drink.
All right, so I should definitely come down Thursday night.
I
then.
assumed you were gonna come down Thursday night. Were you not planning to?
Oh,
Plan
that
on
means we'll all have to go to like Dave's basement to do a show.
We should definitely do a show in Dave's basement, all of us.
Yeah, that can't happen
Why?
because it's impossible.
All right, so we'll have to set up at Joe's and Dave's.
I don't know how
Separately.
we're gonna do that.
There's a big old beetle in my room.
What do you
We
mean? You
can't-
don't know how we can? You have a board and a ton of mics at your
What
place.
the fuck?
Yeah, but like,
Back
there's no
here.
computers in that room anymore.
Figure it out, Joe.
That's gone.
You got a week.
Of course, this is my top priority.
I was actually down in Virginia this past weekend.
You get work done?
No, I didn't get work done. I picked up my kids.
I think he means like, did you finish your tattoo?
Yeah, he knows what I meant.
I did not get any work done. I was there. I was close to him, but guys booked
Did
out.
you want
like
to?
6 months. Hey, he's booked out 6 months in advance.
Hasn't it been like years? So you could have already booked him.
Yeah, but I didn't know that the vacation was happening this way.
Yeah, but like, can't you say like, oh, next summer I'm definitely gonna be there again
Yeah, how
Yeah.
do you book that?
and
I
book
could
that?
do that. Yeah, I'll do that for next year.
Feeling you won't. You'll be like, I didn't know this was happening.
But I did screenshot a picture of me, like not that far from Goldie.
Did you send it to her?
I did. She said, "What are you doing there?" I said, "I was picking my kids up." We did stop by the Lincoln Memorial.
Like the one from the penny?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Just like the one from the penny.
Cool. What'd you do there?
Just took a picture.
And then you left?
Yeah, that's really what we did. Rochelle, as we were driving down to Virginia to pick them up, she wanted to. She was like, we were there, we lived there for so long, like we should stop and just get a picture. And I was like, ugh, I don't know, traffic, parking. So I woke up early Sunday morning and I reserved a parking spot. The problem is like every fucking parking spot is like 15-20 minutes away from the memorial.
Right.
There's no good parking. Oh, you can get parking kind of closer, but it's like a 2-hour limit. Which we probably could have done, but we parked, we ran up to the memorial, looked at fucking Lincoln's giant foot.
Took a couple photos.
Saw the pond, the memorial, or what was that thing called?
The penis memorial?
Yeah.
The Washington Memorial?
I mean, you call it that. We call it the penis memorial. The reflective pool.
Yeah, the thing that was in Forrest Gump. When you're just like, Jenny, is that you? And she's like, Forrest, it's me, Jenny.
I don't think that's quite how it went.
That's exactly how it went. That was word for word.
But it was a good time. Anyway. Anything else, guys? Anything else, Dave? Dave, you got something?
I tried to get Sean to come out tonight since he's up here, but he didn't. He didn't want to.
Yeah, I just saw on Snapchat. He is close by.
Where's he at?
I don't know.
In
Probably.
Attleboro.
Yeah.
Oh, is that his dad's house?
Maybe. You're not going to come down and see him this weekend? Or actually, it won't be far from you.
Was he coming up here to New Hampshire?
Yeah, for the wedding.
Oh, right. How are those pictures coming? You gonna take a lot of good pictures?
I mean, that's the plan.
So shitty.
I love it. Joe told me that this wedding, right, that he's gonna be taking pictures for, that they said that they didn't want. Oh, you don't have to. You just take some pictures. We don't need a lot of pictures. They had to have a meeting about what pictures they needed to take.
Yeah, but it wasn't a lot. There's just a few. But they wanted to make sure I got those few.
Okay, but then hire a fucking person.
It was important enough to have a meeting to discuss which photos we needed.
That makes me so mad.
I don't know. It's not that big a deal.
It's such a ridiculous question.
It's not a big deal. You're right. It's not a big deal. And
I feel like you guys are making a bigger deal than it needs to be.
It's super rude.
Yes. I think that's it. I think even Rochelle said it when you were up here. Like, mentioned just, all right, well, it's kind of, it's taking advantage of the fact, because this is what they did. They said, you know what? Joe's got a nice camera. Joe can take good pictures. Let's have Joe do it.
They are having another friend video it. But, like, I don't know why they didn't ask me to video it rather than, like, I'm not a photographer, like, by trade.
I did find out that everything is done by friends. Their cake is done by a friend.
Why?
Not everything. They obviously some stuff they're paying for, but like they're trying to
they
like
didn't have a tent friend.
They're trying to keep costs down. Like I read an article the other day that literally the average price of a wedding now is $30,000.
Okay, then don't go to New Hampshire. Don't go anywhere. Just do it in your fucking backyard. If you're trying to keep costs down, like imposing this on your friends is
also
worse.
To keep costs down is to be like, hey Joe, really, like, this is great. You can take pictures. You can take good pictures. You do a little editing. You know what the average price of a person who does a wedding is this. Can we offer you this? Not, hey, let's offer to get you to the wedding. You don't have to give us a gift.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that big a deal.
I'm just saying. Like, that's such a fucking snarky, rude, pretentious thing to do, is to be like, hey, don't worry about getting us a gift, okay? Thanks for taking these pictures. Don't get us a gift.
I can't get behind that at all. Really can't.
The expectation of the gift, right? You're coming to our wedding,
top
so
of that,
you
yeah.
have to give us a gift.
Well, I mean,
But
that's just wedding tradition. You have to give a gift.
No, you
if
don't
you're
have
wedding.
to.
You don't
Yes,
have
you
to
do.
give us a gift.
No, you have the pleasure of doing it. You don't have to do anything.
Right.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like, if you're going to a wedding, they're paying for you to eat there and to be there.
Okay, but
So,
that's
like,
not what they're
the
doing. No,
expectation
no,
is
no.
that you
And
are
that's
supposed to
what's wrong.
give.
This is what is fucking wrong with everything. They have created a party to celebrate them.
Yeah, this is literally every wedding.
I get that.
That's what a
I
wedding
get that
is.
It's every wedding. I understand it. I understand what we have allowed weddings to become.
They invited you to work for them.
Right.
They essentially guilted you into volunteering. You know,
Okay.
like that's all it is.
I listen. It's fine. It's your thing.
Here's
You're
the
doing
thing.
it.
Here's the thing, though. Like, Matt, if you had asked me to take photos of your wedding, of course I would do it.
I
Because-
understand that, but the reality of it is, I wouldn't have asked you to do that because if you were at my wedding, you would be there to have a good time with me, and I wouldn't want you to have any responsibility.
Yeah, but like,
Because
if
the
you told me
importance of
like it's so expensive for this wedding, could you help me out?
I
and
get that. I
do something?
totally get that. I understand, Joe. I get that you're a nice guy and that I could ask you to do this and you would do it. I know that I could ask you tomorrow to do anything. I could say, Joe, I need you to come up and do this. I really need your help. And fucking Joe would do it because Joe's a nice guy. I understand that. But I also understand that if I was having a wedding, that you would be a part of me having a good time. Not, all right, well, I need you to take pictures. I would work out the picture thing some other way. And if I was going to have you take pictures, I'd probably say, hey, Joe, I can't afford the whatever it is. Can you do it for this? And I would compensate you properly rather than saying, hey, Joe, I'm going to let you come to my wedding. You don't have to get me a gift. Don't worry about the gift, okay?
I mean, I don't know.
That's all I'm saying.
Assumed a debt are kidnapping you and putting you to work. You're an indentured slave.
After a certain point, I assume it'll be like the Halloween party. I'll just give my camera to somebody, and they'll take a billion photos of drunk people.
I would love more than anything for every photo that they ask you to take would be blurry. And
Honestly, it might be. I'm not a photographer. Like, I can take some good photos, but I personally, like, I would not have trusted.
you know, Liquid
for this
makes a
job.
great point. A good friend will help you move. A great friend will never ask. That is so right.
Why can't you ask your friends to help you with things? That's what they're there for. Because in general, like, aren't they, supposed to help you out when you need some help?
It's different. It's just not the same thing.
Anyway, final thoughts, Dave?
It's kind of it.
Joe?
When I
Joe?
was when I was stuck in the hotel the other day, like most of the day Sunday, I binge watched Dear White People on Netflix, like the entire first season.
That must have been fun.
What?
That must have been fun.
It was actually it's a pretty funny show. You should give it a try. It's not just about there's a lot of black identity politics and stuff, but it was a pretty funny show, like, in general. And then I watched a bunch of episodes of Luke Cage, and then I ordered some room service, and then I watched a CrossFit documentary because I felt bad about the food service, the room service. So it was a kind of a weird night.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Have you played the patch on WoW yet?
No.
It doesn't really do anything.
Literally,
There's nothing
this
there.
is the first time I've been home all week, and we couldn't play at the hotel because
You
of
see you
the.
play, Dave?
What?
Did you say you played?
I logged into it. You can't play anything. There's like nothing to do. So there's no point.
Well, yeah, but you can try out all your new talents.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Did you make a new race? Can you make a new race yet?
I could, yes, but I haven't bothered.
Like, did they take away the restrictions where you have to be exalted and all that nonsense?
No, you still need to do that.
Oh, so how can you?
By getting that done.
Yeah, but like Matt hasn't done any of that. So can he play the new races yet? So when can he play the new races?
When he does all of that.
Yeah, but like, they don't just make them available.
No, that's not what
Seriously?
that is. Yeah, that's not what it is.
So he can just never play new races.
No, he can.
If he puts in a shit ton of work.
It's not that much, but yes.
He's so far away. He's like honored with everybody.
Okay. Sorry, Matt, I guess.
I know. I'm not even complaining about it.
I don't. Well, because
Joe's upset for me.
I am upset for him because like I unlocked like 2 of the alliance races, and part of that is because I play a human and they get the diplomacy bonus. But
oh, you know what? That's what I wanted to talk about tonight too. I just remembered reading this Lenny Schwartz status. That fucking Titans. This whole DC subscription thing.
So I saw
bullshit.
I don't know what you're
all I
talking
saw was
about.
the headline. What is the subscription? Like, what do you
So
get?
the subscription is there's going to be, I guess, some exclusive content to the DC app, right? And it's just a subscription base. It's like $7.99 a month, or $76 or something a year. And with the subscription, you're getting some and this exclusive show called Titans, which is a Teen Titans show, which
That
apparently
wasn't a movie?
I think that it was a show, dude. I'm pretty sure it was a show.
I thought that was a movie. Like, didn't they just release a trailer? Or is it for a TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was for a movie.
Yeah, it's a show. It's a live action show called Titans. And apparently Robin says fuck Batman in it. Because he goes down to these street level thugs and they're like, are you with Batman? Or is Batman with you? And then he's like, fuck Batman.
Ooh, sounds like somebody's got some teen angst going.
Hold on. What does the subscription get you? DC Universe sets pricing plan for digital subscription. But I wondered if it came with comics. It's $74.99 a year is the annual membership.
Yeah, but like
DC Universe and Warner Brothers Digital Networks announced the pricing plan Thursday at San Diego Comic-Con, and you can pre-order it now. Service gives subscribers access to a massive archive of classic DC films, comic books, and television shows. So with the subscription, I guess. So
it's not going to sell. It's not going to sell.
All the WB shows, like the Arrow and
you
Flash
get
and all that?
I think every DC thing.
But they're all on Netflix, all those shows. Or would you pay extra
They
for
might
this?
yank it like Disney's doing.
They made a multi-year contract with Netflix because that's why they came off Hulu.
Well, yeah, this isn't out yet. Like maybe when this is released, that's it, or maybe they keep it. And I don't know the complete details of it. I just know that they're launching. The fact that DC is launching their own fucking subscription service is so insane.
It's such a mistake.
I hate the idea of more subscription
Even
services.
if it wasn't that, it would still be a mistake. Even if people didn't mind subscribing to 35 different things, it would still be a mistake.
And they're all like $8-9 a piece. So like you really
Right.
have to choose which one you really want, because after a while it's like you're paying for more than cable prices for all these streaming services.
Yeah, and to have their own, like, I don't know. I mean, to have their own show, this Titans show, like.
Well, I have a feeling it's going to be like fucking Star Trek. I'm just going to torrent it and not pay CBS.
Well, of course,
cable.
that's exactly what it's going to be. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of interesting, I guess, to get the comics with it. But DC, I think, launched their own comic, like Unlimited Comics, a while ago, and
Yeah.
it wasn't very successful.
Was it expensive?
I just can't imagine going after that content. Like, DC has failed so badly at their content. Like, the TV shows are one thing. Like I know they've been okay, but the movies have just been miserable.
Yeah. I don't know
think
what
their
they're thinking.
TV shows are largely profitable. I heard they announced a Batwoman TV show the other day.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm actually kind of interested to see the Batwoman. Batwoman
it's the lesbian Batwoman.
Yeah, like she's actually kind of an interesting character, so I would like to see what they do with that, and then hopefully it's not like this watered down weird thing where they, you know,
if it's like the other like Arrowverse shows, it'll have a really good first season, and it'll just be like kind of what happened here
afterward. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe Joe and Adam will start doing a podcast about it.
Yeah.
And then,
I stopped watching all of them, well, except for Arrow.
You really
Arrow's literally the only one I watch.
The way that DC has been, every decision that they've made is just like, it's 15 years too late.
Sure.
You know, flooding TV with a bunch of shows, fine, okay, but you're not going to compete right now with that type of show. It's just not going to be quality to compete against.
Yeah,
anything.
I just don't know why. I don't
why
know.
are they
And then
putting
Titan,
out like this quality of TV show? They could make better quality things.
that kids show, the Teen Titans Go, is wildly popular with kids.
Yeah, the cartoons are fine.
But why if that's so popular, do you go, all right, well, we got to create a completely opposite, like polar opposite version of this to get our fans into the subscription? I don't know. It's just
the problem with DC is that honestly, the Dark Knight trilogy did so well for them, and they liked the idea of like the gritty sort of realism of the Dark Knight that they tried to apply it to all of their films, and it was awful. Like they just did a terrible job with it.
All of their movies
even then,
failed. But well, here's the weird thing is you think they might kind of realize is that all of their movies, right, have been this dark, gritty set, realistically, and then their one breakout,
Wonder Woman was not like
Wonder
that.
Woman wasn't really super gritty and dark and was kind of light.
It was the Fifth Element, but yeah.
But that was successful, and they didn't even stick with that going forward. Like,
well, and here's the thing: it's not that they're even emulating the Dark Knight trilogy, because those are at
Man
least
of Steel was
produced
the
well.
first one out, and
Right.
you're like, clearly they're emulating Dark Knight.
No, but I'm just saying, like, at least the Nolan movies were produced well. They were made well. The other stuff,
Yeah.
everything about it looks off. There's some bizarre,
Well, that's because Zack Snyder like has a very like stylized
yeah,
vision.
but it just
But
doesn't work.
Chris Nolan
And they haven't
approached
thought
it
about changing
differently.
it.
Chris Nolan approached it as like, how would Batman actually be in the real world, and not let's design a world where Batman is a comic book character.
No, but the thing
Sure.
is you can do the comic book characters. Zack Snyder simply can't.
yeah, they just keep backing Zack Snyder, who.
To be fair, in Zack, like I agree because I didn't like a lot of the DC films.
These are high-paced
I
characters.
thought he did a good job with Watchmen. Honestly,
Yeah, okay, but that's what I was about to say.
I'm not saying that
I was about
Zack
to say
Snyder can't do a good job. He just hasn't with DC.
what I was about
Yeah.
to say is that Watchmen is a much slower paced thing. You know, the DC movies are all fast paced stories. They're all fast paced things, and he doesn't know how to do fast paced. He can't.
Well, I think the other problem is that he sort of, Superman has always been, this beacon of hope, and he didn't sort of reflect that in the Superman films, and that
Regardless,
sort of set the tone going forward.
No,
Yeah,
I'm talking
regardless
more
of
like
that,
in general.
I think this subscription is kind of interesting. Like if you're a DC fanboy and you are purchasing, I mean, a comic book these days really is about $3.99.
The only way
a
this
pop.
makes sense to me is if you want DC to get money, you're donating to them. The service, I
Well,
don't see something
again,
people are buying.
The interesting part of this is the comic book angle. The fact that you
Do they put new comics on there? Like,
I think so.
But can't you
I
get
think
those with
that-
any other
so they're
comic book app?
sacrificing the $4 for the new comic and just throwing it on the subscription? Is there a delay? Like you have to
think
wait a
that-
week?
I think that you get the comic books. I think you're getting the archives of the television shows, plus the archived comic books. I mean, again, I don't know the specifics of it. If it is a subscription for comic books and the television show, I get the appeal, because two books. If you're reading Batman and the new fucking Bendis Superman, which is getting good reviews, that already covers the cost plus, whatever movies and, film, TV shows. I don't know. I'll be interested to see exactly what they offer. $7.99. I mean, I don't purchase the stuff regularly to stay on board, but I mean, if you're a Green Lantern reader, if you're a Batman,
imagine it sustaining well enough at all.
Right? Yeah, I agree. I don't see it really blowing up unless
not
it's
even.
great
I'm not
content.
saying not blowing up. I'm saying I don't think it can sustain.
Because honestly, for me, the only appeal to that service would be the comic books because you can get the movies and the TV shows elsewhere.
But you can get the comic books from any comic book app. I thought they all had that same ability.
Yeah, but like you might be able to buy them in
right.
the other apps, but you're not getting
like Comixology, which is the really big comic book app. You still have to buy them. There's,
you don't get
there's deals and stuff. But yeah, if you're subscribing,
I assumed that there was a subscription like there is with books.
If there's a subscription for the comics and I get all the books, I mean that's kind of intriguing.
I assume there was.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think there is right now. Marvel has the Marvel Unlimited. It's not new stuff, or it's certain new stuff, but
and Marvel would never make this kind of subscription service because it's all owned by Disney. It's just going to go in the Disney.
Disney's going to do their own Disney subscription, which makes sense. Like if there was a Warner Brothers subscription, okay, maybe that might make sense to subscribe to, but
also like Marvel doesn't have a ton of TV shows. I mean, yeah, they've got like 20.
It's just funny, like you have cable and you have all this stuff that kind of has grown to its peak. I'm wondering how far we go until the subscriptions reach their
yeah, but this is what people wanted with cable. They wanted the a la carte thing, like choosing the channels.
Well, I think they wanted a la carte, but not at fucking $10 a channel.
Honestly, it's obnoxious. Like people aren't going to stop.
If you could build your own thing for like a few bucks a channel, it's not a big deal. But
what's amazing to me is that it's $10 a channel when Netflix is also that same price, right?
No, Netflix is raising their price.
Right, I understand, but not drastically, not enough to be relative to
my
what
Netflix is $14.99 a month.
Okay, fine.
The 4K.
Okay, fine, but that's not a reasonable point to what I'm saying.
Right.
What I'm saying is like relative to these other $10 a month services for one simple portion of what Netflix does, it's amazing that they're still the price they are, and these channels think they're getting away with this. Like, it just doesn't make any sense relative to each other.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
We good? Did we do it?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, until maybe next week, doubtfully, because Warped Tour Eve.
And we're old people, so we need to rest.
I hope it doesn't rain.
Need a rest.
Is it going to rain?
I don't know if it's going to rain. I haven't checked.
It's going to be hot.
You going to go see Simple Plan?
I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet.
I'm a dick. I'm addicted to you.
Oh, no, it does look like rain all next week. It stops at Thursday. On the Jugal.
Yeah, so it'll be nice and sunny on Friday.
Oh, and humid.
Cool.
All right, guys. Joe, you'll have to wear shorts.
Yep.
Until
I'm not gonna wear shorts.
Until the next time we do this.
I'm gonna wear jeans and a long sleeve shirt.
That's a mistake. Good night.
Night.
Night.